My audio and video is good right now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Who is available in the camp to show your face? Brave hearts, come on the camp. There are some brave hearts here. Okay. Thanks a lot, Sachin, Anil, Pranati. Good to see you all. How was the weather condition there? Cold, warm?
Cold.
It's hot here in Mumbai.
Mumbai is warm.
Yeah.
Where you are cold, Anil? You're mute mode. You're in mute mode.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a sunny day today here.
Sunny day. Which city you are right now?
Prague.
So repeat again. Prague, right?
Prague,
But you
yeah.
want to move to... that's a different day. Not in June.
No. Next
You're
week only
not...
I'm moving to India, but
Ah.
before that I want to settle everything here only. I started here and I will finish here.
I remember you said you want to travel to India, so I just wanted to check out how is it there. Okay, good to know. I think when you get India, it's going to be a bit warm for you comparing to what you see here.
Yeah, but I don't know what is. I think in Mumbai the rainy season must have been started.
Okay.
It started for like a day or two, but now it's again hot.
Maybe in
Mumbai.
July it will start over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pranati, it should be a monsoon season, right? Now it should start raining. Kerala and Mumbai should get rain.
So
No?
yeah, it started around 7th of June. First spell was pretty good till 11th, 12th of June, but now it's a little break and it will start again.
Yeah, I know. It's not a Outlook calendar where we can set meeting invite 11 o'clock rain. You should come.
Yeah. Normally in July and August we face tremendous raining in Mumbai. Yeah, mostly in July and August. Yeah.
Yeah, one part of the time we will be worried, no water, and one part will be too much of water.
Yeah, but the water conservation system still we have to improve in India because we are getting enough water, but maybe we are not able to utilize those water.
Channelizing properly. Yeah. We need a proper backlog Jira board to maintain all the water. Huh?
I don't know how in the government sector project managers and all those people work. I mean, in what way?
Yeah, they work really well. Yeah, we should not deny that they're doing a good job. If not, we can't survive right now. But the overall, the structure, the ground has some weakness that is constantly making a problem. Yeah, you cannot tell what is the problem one area. There are many which happened the last 300, 400 years. It's taking time to come out. It'll take some time. It'll take some time. Yeah, we'll come out. Eventually we'll come out. That's the point. Great. Good to have you all. I have a few people here. Hey, thanks for being here on time. Appreciate it. So this is on Sunday prayers. Last week we missed out, isn't it? We don't have it. Yeah, I had some travel, so I couldn't make it happen. I appreciate the patience for the people staying here. And we'll start with some questions. Before I go to the questions, I do have some people getting for exam. So we'll listen to them as well. Anyone close to the exam, you have your preparation going on. I'm sure Anil is on the line.
Yeah, I have next week on Tuesday.
Anil, you did 4 full exams, right, already?
Yeah, no, 3 full mock and 2 40 questions, and I have gone through. Yeah, and I asked someone to send me the already solved questions mock, so I'm just going through it. Yeah, the question and answer and.
Okay. In your login, you can check all your previous exams. In ShriLearning, when you get to your login, you can check your previous exams. And in ShriLearning, we had a portal link where you can practice the drag and drop questions.
Yeah, I have. I think it was recently launched or someone has shared. I think Rahul has shared some
shared,
new link.
Right? So very good. Yeah, that's an effort from the team there in the behind the screen. We are getting at least 4 questions, 3 or 4 questions as a drag and drop questions main exam. If you ask me how tricky this question is, it is more than tricky. I would say time eating question. More than a tricky, it's a time eating. When I say time eating, yeah, every time when you see something, you want to drag and drop it and check is it correct. Again, you have to come back. In exam, you will be given with a sheet, yeah, plastic sheet to write down something. I would say use that sheet also. If you see on the left side some items, right side some items, one can go to B, two can go to A. Kind of you write down in a paper. Before you drag it, first write in a paper and see is it everything good in the paper? Then you drag it. The moment you start dragging, your brain cannot process it. The moment you write down in a paper and then you drag it, chances are good. I too had some people took exam recently. The suggestion here is try once, try second time again. Doesn't work, move away. Don't stay in this question because it's a time eating question. Even if you don't answer those all the questions, still you will clear the exam. So anyone getting to the exam, I'll say drag and drop practice in ShriLearning. But beyond that, I would say try, if not move away. Don't stay in that same question for a long time. Okay. Great. Anil, we should connect over the phone call, probably close to the exam date. When you say 1 week, what is the day of the exam? When is the exam?
This week, Tuesday only.
Tuesday, right? So let's connect by tomorrow over the call. You checked your ID card, everything is good?
Yes, I visited there and I have shown also my ID card and everything. So,
so ID card is good.
I will take all my ID cards.
Now, one ID is enough. Sometimes they ask two IDs. The photo ID from the government proof, which you have. I think you should have your resident permit cards where you can carry that with you. That's good. And carry something to eat. Maybe something like a fruits or some chocolates you can have with you in the break time to add some glucose for you. And keep in mind, you are not allowed to carry anything inside the exam hall. You should be empty pocket. In a sense, you have to put all your mobile, wallet, or key, everything should be in the locker. They'll give you a locker key. You put everything there and lock it. You can carry your ID card with you, and they'll give a sheet and paper. That's what you can carry. Rest all should be get inside. Okay, and
so they give their pencil and paper.
Yeah, they give a plastic paper and plastic sheet and the marker. Early days they used to give pen and paper. Now they're giving a reusable plastic sheet, so you can clean it up and use it again. I think that's a good idea, right? Don't waste the papers. So they give a plastic sheets and with a marker pen there. Okay. Other point to you is exam 230 minutes. You'll be shown in a clock in the application itself in the top, and that number starts going down to 29, to 28, to 27. That's how it will be there. You will not have your watch. You will not, your computer calculator will not, computer timer will not be there. So you have to believe only this 230 going down, down, down. Sometimes it adds little pressure when you see that number constantly. But I would say find that. Keep it in a sheet, you write it down. First 60 questions, your clock should be 150.
150, okay.
150. The first 60th question, when you come there, it should be 150. 150 means how much minutes you have taken already? Out of 230 means? Out of 230, if you go for 150, can I say 80 minutes?
80 minutes, yeah.
I think it's a decent time, right? 80 is a decent time. Yeah. But why should I do this, man? PMI can do it, of course. But PMI don't want to put that restriction. They leave it free.
We have to limit our...
Exactly right. So as a human being, what we tend to do is we mark few questions for review and we'll reread it. That also can eat our time. So expect you to mark in a sheet. When 60 comes, it should be 150. And when it comes to 120, how much time should be there? 70, 75?
Yeah. 70.
70, I think 70 is a decent time, right? 70 is a decent time because your speed would have increased when you come deeper and deeper. First, you will eat a lot of time. Next, you will get better. So if I have 150, I will take another, shall I take another 80 or 75? Then you take another 80 gone, and you have 70 with you. Now, when it comes to 120, I should have balanced 70. This is an approximation. I'm not saying you have to be so sharp on it, an approximation. This also gives you some confidence. Okay, I'm going on track. When I start the exam, first thing I'll write down on a paper, 60 question, it should be 150. 120 question, it will be 70 or 75. I'll write down. I'll keep a watch on this part. That's enough for me. I don't need to watch a timer constantly. This is enough for me. Match the following comes in. I'll put answer 1, it will be C. Answer 2, it will be A. I'll write down and do it. This you can do. Okay. ID card is good. Food items good. Exam system is good. Break. Don't miss a break. Sure, take the break. The timer will, when the clock is running, when the break comes, a small pop-up will come and that will run for 10 minutes. That timer is valid only for 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes is over, the timer will die and your main clock starts running.
The preference will be asked at the start or?
It will ask yes or no. Yes or no while start the break. But the break is over, it won't ask anything. It will just start running the time. So it is
when we start the exam, it will ask whether you prefer to take the break. Something.
Not at the beginning. When you come to 61st question, it will ask you.
Okay. Then
61st question, it will ask you, would you like to go for a break? You have to click yes or no.
Okay.
If I say no, the timer will continue. You will go to 61st question. If you say yes, the main clock will stop and small clock will start running. That is 10 minutes timer. Okay. I think this is what you have to know right now. Rest all as it goes, and exam goes by the mindset what you prepared so far. Main exam won't be as tough what you practiced, but the wordings will be tricky because it comes from PMI. So they keep changing the wordings. You have to be careful on it. For this reason, read Agile Practice Guide, the glossary. Read PMBOK 7 glossary at least once or twice before you go to exam. Okay. All right. Anything more?
No, that's it. I mean, that was my question, to break down the complete time.
Okay,
so
very good.
You have already given that. So yeah.
Very good, very good. Nice to know. Good to know. And I'll keep up the momentum. Tomorrow we'll still connect over the phone call for a few minutes. Okay. All right. Good. Anyone else getting for the exam? I'm seeing Anmol. Anmol, you messaged me something this morning.
Hi, Shri.
Yes.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, Anmol.
Yeah. So it's basically a Kaizen event which we are going through. We are trying to do it. So in the process, right, we are basically working on a process where our coordinators or our team members, step by step, they move through screens to process an activity. Okay, and it leads to an outcome where the order has been asked to a manufacturing setup to process it. Okay, so now what we wanted to understand is with respect to value added steps and the non-value added steps. So in this process, right, if I say if I am going from one page of a software to second page, so there is a time which is getting consumed. Okay, but this is a mandatory time which is getting consumed. Whether this becomes a value added step or a non-value added step, and if you can help me out in giving more insights on how to define a value addition step and a non-value addition step.
Okay, Anmol, what I'm hearing is not on your exam preparation, something on a real practical problem.
Yes.
Very good. So what is the role you are doing there?
So I am helping my team. I am on the governance part of the Kaizen.
No, what is your role in the project or program? You're a program manager, project manager, agile team member. What is your role there?
I am like a project manager. So
you are a project manager. Okay, very good. Nice to know. And this is an information technology company?
Yeah, this is basically a clinical data management company where we have our inbuilt softwares and our database.
Okay. Very good. Data management company. Okay, very good. Okay, nice. I'm trying to understand more background can help better because it's Kaizen, value added, these are not new concept, which we talk for 70, 80 years. So, which is not a new concept, trying to understand how we can make it better. In a data analytics system, I think you're bringing up a system to understand the information in a flow. Very good. Now, why, first of all, this Kaizen thought process came in there? May I understand something there? Why they thought Kaizen is needed?
Basically, we have a certain process which is hybrid in nature. We have developed a bot process. So basically, if I had to explain about the process, right, we receive uh, something called as orders from the site where the investigation goes on for a patient. So we deliver something called as kits, which like your needles and all those things. So in this process, right, there is an order placed through a website which comes and sits into our portal. From here, we have a database or a software where our team members enter into the software, and that in turn flows to the production system. That this is because there will be discrepancies when people enter from this site. So when I said it is the investigators, there will be discrepancies. We have to verify it according to our process and update into our system. This is what our team does basically.
Okay.
Now we are trying to incorporate bots in this.
Very
So
good.
now when we are incorporating bots, right, there are certain exceptions coming up.
To
So
be
these things
removed.
are not happening. This has to be re-verified and all those things.
Mm.
So what we are trying to do is we are trying to overrule these exceptions, or by identify why these exceptions are coming and how it can be removed off, so that the process gets automated. So this is where this Kaizen event is being.
Okay. I think you are aware of Kaizen. Kaizen is something called a continuous improvement. A small improvement keep done in a product and also on the process side. For your information, I'm understanding what you're doing is a product, and that product should be improved, isn't it? That's the first goal. Now, when you want to improve the product, there should be somebody called product manager or a product owner who really understands this business very well, who can first put the chain of the something called customer story map, or there should be a chain of what all can be done to make this product work efficiently. There should be a proper map written down. Action 1, action 2, action 3, action 4. You have to write down all these actions. What all makes this product to work efficiently. After putting that, then they start looking for what all value added activities, non value added. When I say non value added, there may be some activity which we do, which without that also we can survive. Or sometimes it may take more time to utilize it. For example, if you go to shopping mart, I am paying the bill standing in the line after scanning all my items in the trolley. It's a value added now. 5 years from now, it will be a non-value added because I can bring an automated robotic system. Once I move the trolley whole will be scanned. Billing will happen just like that. I don't need to take and keep over in one by one item on the desk. This is a non-value added item 5 years from now. But if you bring a technology, your technical team and your product team sit together. They have to talk which area I want to automate. And if this area, what all areas are called non-value added when I bring this technology. So if I have 12 compartments, I have to see compartment number 8 is going to be automated. Compartment number 9, half of it going to be automated. So I have to remove those items and see how much of time saving going to happen. And that way they start adding what is value added, non-value added, which how much of time you're going to save. Okay. If you want to read more on this, I would recommend you to go to PMI-ACP. You know PMI-ACP, right? There is a book called Mike Griffith. That book is there available. Check with Rahul, get the book, go there. I don't remember the page number. There is something called value added, non-value added flow, how to do it. You can read it. But to your case, as you are a manager, I would expect you to bring your product knowledgeable person in the room, bring the technical person in the room. First, ask your product manager team to put a roadmap or a story map of what all makes this product happen right now. Right now. From here, 6 months, what all items can be removed so that we can automate that position. If I do that, what's the benefit? That your technical team has to tell. When both sit and talk, you will see what is value added, what is non-value added items to be added. When you work on this for next 6 months of time, that's called Kaizen, continuous improvement. You will not do overnight. For example, Monday your product owner says 12 items. Technical manager cannot tell remove 4 items. You can't do like that because there is a reason the product exists in your company. You can't just remove it. So you have to see bit by bit where we can improve. There comes your application knowledge. Yeah, but it takes time. Don't think you'll do overnight. It takes time. For this, you can use the tools in the market. But for me, a whiteboard is sufficient and an Excel sheet is sufficient. Just to first to put the compartment of items, 12 items or 14 items, you have to draw. That's the first thing you have to start with.
So basically at this stage, right, we have identified these steps. So step by step. So this the order punches in into the system. Then the a person associate verifies the order. Then he opens the relevant database. Then he verifies it. Then he sees where is the gap. All these things step by step has been evaluated.
Very
Right
good.
now, what we so this as per our process, right, in the what we follow at our organization as a template for Kaizen, we initially draft a Kaizen framework, what we call.
Very
So
good.
basically, we identify all the steps and we put a PERT there with pessimistic, optimistic, and most likely approach. Post which we define that step to be a value added or a non-value added.
Very good. Very good. What you do is
So
correct.
yeah. So now I am stuck in between this to identify a value added and non-value added. So what I go into the thought process is, as per the definition, if we go by value addition, what the customer needs at the end point, those steps are considered as value added. Is that right?
Everything is value added for the customer today, and the customer will be very happy if you can bring the lead time less. I know we are
Yes.
running out of the topic what we want to talk here, not on the exam topic you're talking, but I
Yeah.
think it's useful for the people listening. There is something called lead time, LEAD, lead time.
Mm.
Today, if your customer comes inside your system and goes out of your system, when I say customer, doesn't mean end user. Even your corporate people who use your analytical data, if they come inside the system, when they go out, it takes 22 minutes. I'm talking this as a lead time, LEAD lead time. I
Yeah.
want to make this a lead time from 22 minutes to 18 minutes, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
If how much of time I want to reduce it, lead time. If you can reduce the lead time,
Mm.
for what all I can make this a lead time from 22 minutes to 18 minutes. And
Mm.
that is the goal which you have to have right now. When you have
Okay.
this goal, it is called KPI, key performance indicator. When you do this part, now
Okay.
you have to see which all work item I can shrink so that from
Okay.
22 I can come to 18. That's what you have to do. But don't think you can do individually. When you say you are
Yes.
stuck, you can't do individually. You need a technical people, you need a business people. Only
Mm.
needed from you is the process idea, how to do
Mm.
this. Brainstorming
Yeah.
session should happen,
Yes.
nominal technique. You have to find the root cause analysis, many things you have to do. Step by
Mm.
step, when you do, you start finding from 18 to 22 to 18, how can you reduce it? That's what you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Yeah.
But don't think overnight it'll happen. Don't get
No.
frustrated.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Toyota took years and years to come there. If you can do it overnight, then everyone will do it. So it takes time.
Sure.
You need patience. You need the patience to go step by step.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but
So
good. Mm,
yeah. Thank you. One small thing. So,
mm,
as you said, the lead time, right?
mm,
So we had this process efficiency calculation.
mm,
In this proficiency calculation, right, we have considered value-added steps against the total steps which are being
mm,
the time consumed for the value-added steps divided
mm,
by total
mm,
number of steps. That gives the PC percentage.
mm,
Now, so the value-added steps, if they are more in number, right,
mm,
the PC percentage is quite higher.
mm.
If the NVAs are more, the PC percentage is quite less. So that should be a criteria for evaluation, or only the lead time is quite sufficient to define it.
Lead time should be the start point, but later I believe you have to get more detail on it because lead time is only a starting point for you to tell
Okay.
how much you want to reduce it. I too
Mm.
don't have the exact calculations detail with me right now. I
Okay.
can check that and we'll discuss on the WhatsApp.
Sure, sure,
Yeah. But
sure,
at least I got a hint of what you're looking for. I think we will continue more chat in the WhatsApp. It will help you better.
sure, sure.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Good, Anmol. Thanks for bringing the real case where we want to talk about this kind of situation, which will help in the real exam also.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Superb, superb, superb. Great. All right, then anything more, Anmol, from you?
Nothing else, Shriram. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Good. I'll quickly jump to two more people, then I bring some questions to discuss. I'll start with the Pranati.
Yeah, so regarding the discussion that was happening right now, I also came across two concepts, the value chain and value stream mapping, while I was going through the content. So, the value stream mapping, it also discusses about analyzing the process, identifying the waste, and eliminating it to gain the efficiency in the process. So, is it something different from what we were discussing Kaizen, or it's a same concept on high level? That's what I wanted to understand.
Yeah, it's all from the same family. This value stream or value improvement is not new. We are talking from 1940s and 50s. Any product you develop, you start with that thought only. When you prepare a scope detail, when you prepare a development, I don't think we start saying that let's do something non-value added. 5 years from now, we'll do value added. I don't think no one takes thought like that, right? When you develop a product itself, you'll think, how can I make it better? However, it is there is a thought, how can we make something very efficient? When I say much efficient, we'll start seeing how can I reduce some unwanted things. If you go to lean management, they say extra process is waste, extra feature is waste, right? A bug is a waste, waiting time is a waste. It is easy to say as extra feature is a waste, but how do you know it's extra feature? How do you know that? Because that day when you develop the product, you think that's an important feature, but how do you know it's extra feature? And that's where the conversation happens. With whom it happens? With the product owner, with the product manager, with the business analyst. We have to set a conversation. Can I survive without this feature? Because this feature is a blocker. This feature consumes 7 minutes in my system. There is one approval system in the bank loan with the government, which goes through some party, which is unwanted. Without that approval, also bank can be given a loan. How can we remove it? In today, if in India or some other country, if you want to start a business, there are 14 or 15 places you have to get signature. Why should I do that many signatures? Can I reduce it? Can I live without that? But if I do that, is there any loophole? Somebody can make a fake document and get a bank loan, isn't it? So you can keep removing everything. Remove this, remove this, remove this, remove this. Instead of 22 lead minutes, I can make it 8 minutes. That's okay. But is there any loophole? Is there any hack? So now you need a technical person sitting there. You cannot make only the product person give all the suggestion. You need a technical guy. Technical guy will tell that without this, if you do, there is a loophole. And product will go down. Technical, non-technical. So this value stream mapping, they start talking about what is the value can be delivered in a stream or a flow of activities, a flow of features. How can we make it in a right way? Constantly we think as a product development team, like what Anmol is saying, as a project manager is constantly thinking, and the constant thinking process is a Kaizen principle, which is also called as continuous improvement. If everything can be done as a good design, before I start the product, I will take 6 months to do a design. But we don't have that much of time in this world right now. You have a limited time and you have to go early to the market. We call iterative or incremental model. How can I go? So it's a chain of all. You cannot stop with one. But to answer you, yes, it's all family under this umbrella.
They are all part of agile methodologies.
Of course, of course. Yeah, agile, lean, yeah, that's all. It's the same family. That's what you can call it as, right? Great, good. Let's quickly jump to Anil.
Yes, Shri. I was just trying to understand the lead time. So the lead time is not only reducing the time to get it completed, it also depends how soon the next activity or successor activity can start. Because normally in lead time, some part of the or some portion of the successor activity should start before we complete the first one, so that some part should run parallelly, right? Is it right?
Yeah. Lead time is just to show that how long it will take to travel through that path. Probably I may show something which also can help you. Are you getting the screen what I'm sharing?
Yes.
So if you see, this is very basic learning, okay? Anmol is going on real implementation, but what we're saying is the basic stuff. The basic stuff here is, you can see the lead time. It is starting from the goal and to the completion part, which means we also call it as idea to cash. They call as idea, an idea coming in. And how this idea is converted into cash, right?
Deliverable, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a whole time, could be a lead time. But don't think this is all waste of time. Defining is needed, testing is needed, deploying is needed, accepting the work item from the customer is needed. You can't deny that, right? If I'll take this, it'll take 12 days for me. There is a meaning why we say it's 12 days. You made some estimation for this. You may call as agile project, non-agile project, software development, construction of a building, whatever it is, there is an idea, there is a cash. Now, what we are working here is how can we reduce the cycle time? So this is a measure the length of time go through a part of the process. Now, what we hear from Anmol is finding out the list of process. How can I reduce it? Either you remove that process or reduce the time. How can you do that? For example, deployment. If you go to software industry in deployment, they brought something called DevOps. Have you heard about DevOps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of you would have heard about DevOps. DevOps is nothing but a tool. It's a software or a concept. What they do here, it's a concept. What the concept here? Earlier days, a deployment happened through a human being. If a human being do this job, they consume at least a 7 to 9 hours. Let's imagine they take 9 hours to do this process. Now, when they bring automation, it is taking hardly 10 minutes to do it. Look at the difference. From 9 hours, you come to 10 minutes. So you are slashing number of days to maybe 10 days because of this one activity. Now, if Anmol says I'm bringing something called automation, I'm not going to slash the deployment itself. Deployment should happen, but not by 9 hours. It should happen by 10 minutes. Now, here I will look out for what all value added item, what all non-value added item, and I will start to work on those areas. It is easy to say in the document, really doing in the company, because there is a team behind this. There is a process behind this. You cannot just like that go and tell, okay, guys, let's stop this, let's do this. It's not that easy. So it takes some time to understand the ground of why it is existing. How can I make it little more better, efficient? What I said is a deployment part. Let's take another example of testing. Testing is an area which eats a lot of time, depending on what is your product. Some product needs very much manual work, manual testing needed. Some places you can automate. Now, in automation also, there is a question mark. If the cases are not written properly, you don't know whether it is success or failure. It will finally tell everything is good, right? If you do manual, there are human errors are very high. So you have to trust somewhere here. Now I have to find in testing what kind of tool I have to use, what kind of market system available which can be robotic. Now in testing, they're bringing something called AI, artificial intelligence way of doing things. Now instead of using manual, instead of using automation, now they're going AI. It can even think and test the product, how it will work in a different dimension. But am I ready for it? It's a question mark. We are only in the year 2024. It will take another 2-3 years to come to the place where AI can do a better testing. So it's a continuous process. So they will first move from manual to automation. In automation, how can I make it efficient? From there, they move to AI. But she is it for software? Any industry, automobile also you can use it, pharmaceutical also you can use it. But the position is, as a project manager, how much I'm aware of testing, how much I'm aware of the technology involved behind this, how much I'm aware of what all testing to be done. That also contributes in reducing the lead time. There are many parameters involved. You cannot define only by this one page what I'm showing you. But Agile and project management gives an idea there is a room for improvement. That room of improvement is definitely goes back to your corporate team, and your corporate team has to do various processes. Like what we heard from Anmol, they're using some strategies of how to refine the value added and non-value added work item. Yeah. Great. Anmol, is this what you guys are doing there in the company already?
Yes, Shri, we are working on those lines.
Are you inviting some experts in the market who do these kind of work items?
Basically, we have not started that. It is the process experts who are explaining about the process,
Yeah.
and
Keep
Kumar
in
and
mind, Anmol, theoretical is
yeah,
different. Working in the
yeah,
ground is different.
yes, correct.
Okay. Whatever you hear now is a good story, but I
Mm,
believe you should also talk to someone who really implement in the companies, because
correct.
that's going to challenge you a lot. Challenge you a
Mm,
lot. Maybe I'll share something more for the benefit of everyone here. Um, I have to share some questions also, but since this topic looks interesting, we'll talk a few minutes on this. Are you getting the screen what I'm sharing now?
Yes.
Right. I was talking about PMI-ACP, right? This is one of the content from ACP subject. They find the problem and the impact in the project. They look for the actual plan. For example, yeah, let me go a little more down. They talk about value-added and non-value-added work items, how it will work. If you see here, they look at for the problem statement where it is eating the time. Usually when we plan something, we plan and somewhere the product gets halted because of a problem statement, and our product will wait there and we won't go as per the plan. Okay. Now what they do here for it is, let me see, I can bring that V value added also. What we do here is there is something called as a value added and non-value added stuff. But Anmal, one question to you, who is defining this non-value added in your company?
Yeah, that is where the discussion is around. The process team, the process experts are defining each step of the process. Say, if I log into a software and I do 10 steps there, they are explaining all the process steps as value added. So something
Of
which is
course,
running at the back end
of
has been
course.
identified under value added.
Uh,
So by considering all those under value added, right, when we
uh-huh.
calculate the process efficiency time, that's
Mm,
coming around 90 to 92%.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah. I
so
think you're
that
talking
is
this
where
one,
we
right?
are.
You're talking this one. What I'm showing in the screen, you're talking about process efficiency cycle. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, correct.
so there was some example in the book given. Of course, this is a very layman level example. I would say you go for some advanced book also. If somebody want to buy something in the bakery, value stream map, they look out for, you are in the bakery and your cake selection happens. Then you have to stand in a line to go for the bakery. And you have to stand in the line to check out it. Now, what they say here is, you can see here value added, non-value added. Are they considering standing in the line non-value added? They think this is a non-value added. Okay, this is nice. I know that's non-value added, but what are you going to do for it? I can easily say it's non-value added, but what are you going to do? That's a question mark, right? But you should have some knowledge on this. How can I make this line standing elimination or reduction? So as you said, your team will tell, hey, this is, who asked you to say this is non-value added? They'll question you back, right?
Correct, correct.
They will tell, man, we are using this process for the last 5 years. Without this, we cannot move forward. So you
Yes,
should have a business person. You should also have a technical person. And you should have a person who is neutral to talk this. See, business guy will tell business is best for him. Technical guy will tell technical is best for them. You should be in the neutral. You have to
okay,
find a way to tell that guys, yeah, business is not important, technical is not important, but my customer cannot wait for, let's say, these many minutes. How can I shrink it down? Then you find the way to do that. If you see here, value added is 17 minutes, non-value added 18 minutes. Total time is 37 minutes. But she, can I remove all 18 straight away? No, you cannot. That's a
yeah.
building block. If you remove directly, system will go down.
Mhm.
What is the alternative you're going to bring? Then your team do something called a hackathon. Have you heard about a hackathon?
Not much aware of it, Shri.
They do hackathon. Hackathon is nothing but a technical drive. They'll give this kind of problem statement to them. They'll give a problem statement, guys, we have a queue system now. Can you break this queue system? Without this queue, somebody has to get the bakery counter directly. Can you create something here? This is a problem statement given to the team. Instead of a marathon, they call us a hackathon. In a hackathon, a problem will be given. People will work together for one whole day. They'll be sponsored with some food items and stuff to work. They even say that guys come out a solution. So 2 days later, they'll come with a solution. Yes, without this also we can work. There is a round way to do this. Instead of taking 8 hours in the queue, I'll make it as a 20 minutes. Something they'll find. When you get an alternate solution, now if you say that I'm going to reduce into 2 minutes, makes sense. If you don't have this a solution, just you say that will be a problem. But good that your company doing here is you're finding first non-value added items that you have to find. Find it out and get a technical solution for it. Once you find a solution, then start working on how can I reduce it. Then your efficiency starts improving.
Okay.
But whatever I'm saying is a month of process, not 1 day process.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But good, you're talking this in your company. You should be happy for it. I don't know how many
Yeah.
managers are talking about this. Good, man. That's good. Huh?
In McDonald's, similar kind of self point of sale we have, right? So that we
Yeah.
cannot go to the
It
there are
changed a lot. Yeah. It
yeah
makes a big revolution now. You know that?
yeah
See, another thing is when people order in the self-ordering, they order more food. You know that?
yeah
You know that?
because
People
they
have
think
people have a shyness to tell, I want 2 burgers in front of the waitress or somebody standing there. But when you order, you happily click plus, plus, plus. Okay. You click more and you order more. They're also enjoying more business. There is no waiting time there. It's improving. It's better than before. But more technology can come in. I don't know. In future, you will have some intelligence. Once I came in and put my number, my preferred items can come there. Usually, I order the wrap. I'll order some burger. I'll order some Pepsi, Coke. It will first pop up. These are items I usually order. Anything more you want, I can click yes, same order. Technology can improve, right? Okay, let's not drive too much into that. Life will get screwed up. So, Anmol, good for bringing this question, and I'll be interested if you can share more info as you move forward. Let me see, I can add some value there.
Sure, Shri, sure. As and when I get to have more clarity, right, with the process.
Perfect. But I would expect your company should get some consultant who can give this idea, because there are some consultants in the market who have a better idea in the city where you are. They can help you a little more better.
Sure,
Okay.
Shri. We'll
That's
have
it.
that.
All right, guys. So shall we see some questions now?
one last doubt. So I can see in one lead time we can have multiple cycles, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Right?
That's right. That's right. But be watchful. In the name of cycle time, there are many terms used. In some other place, you will see the full cycle time, they will tell. If you go that, it's the whole project cycle time. So the same name used in a different way, but at least for now, understand lead time means idea to cash. And to bring idea to cash, we have value added, non-value added, both are there. But no company in the world will say that let's do non-value added. No company says that. But over a period of time, technology improves, customers wish, and idea improves. On those days, a value added slowly turns into non-value added. Or you can predict from now what all value added today can turn into non-value added in the future. And that is where the project manager role comes in. You start thinking what can happen there. If you do that, I think things totally improves. Very good, guys. Let's get in the question and like this good conversation now. Hey, there is a question now. You should be visible in the screen right now. Yeah, think for it and go for one answer. People from YouTube, you can leave your answers in the chat box. Let me check everything going well. Okay, I'm seeing the answers coming up. I'm seeing the alphabet B is highly used. First, let's start with the question. In this question, is this an incident already happened or going to happen?
Going to happen.
Okay, going to happen. So let's look at this one. So we see that a large construction project to renovate a landmark building in a highly populated area. It's not started, isn't it? It's going to happen. However, received significant media attention. Can I say this is already happening? Media attention. One is they're going to do a project. For that, there is some sort of attention is there. And look at the stakeholders list. Can I say some of them are powerful stakeholders here? Some of them are powerful stakeholders are also involved into this. Okay. Now, who the question is pointing out? Is it a team member, project manager? Okay. So the question is on this guy. So now you have to D, how can you complete this project successfully? Not just abruptly, successfully. Very good. Now help out. Which one answer in this 4 looks totally irrelevant, can be removed? 1 or 2 answers.
A and D.
A and D. Why A looks? Any negative words in the A? Focus on
They are
meeting
not.
the project goals.
They're just focusing on the project, not on the stakeholders. My assumption.
Focus on meeting the project goals.
C is also irrelevant.
Without engaging the stakeholder or without knowing the point of view from the stakeholders.
So the meeting the project goals looks very important, but not giving attention to others. Okay, so it goes out because of that reason. What is it for D? I heard D also.
We are not concentrating. I mean, we are ignoring stakeholders' concern. I mean, we will address, but when it is needed, that is not.
Only when it is needed.
Yeah.
It also talks about it becoming an obstacle. So when it becomes an obstacle, so the potential risk might have turned into an issue, then only address it.
Yeah.
So not a proactive, it's a reactive.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, go ahead. I heard other voice also. Hemant, you want to say something? Or Vipin?
No, I already said.
I was referring to C. C also doesn't seem logical. I mean, the project manager doesn't need to, follow social media of stakeholders.
Okay. Attend all their meetings. Do you think it's going to be time meeting? Okay. It's not needed, isn't it? That's what you feel, right? Okay. So seems we are targeting towards B. I'm also having an answer from YouTube for D. So I have few B here and a couple of D also there. D, if you went there, look like it's more of reactive than being a proactive. If you want to be successful in completing the project, reactive will be a bit later, where you may have to overcome the cost, more cost, because when you do reactive, you may run over the budget or you may run over the time. Yeah, that's one concern is there. But still, since many going with the B, let's see the justification of B also. Anyone want to say why B looks a better one?
Yeah, I think all the potential stakeholders, depending on their power and influence, should be, identified, and the engagement plan and their communication plan should be established. Yeah,
So
if we will get delay, then it might impact our cost and schedule in the future if we ignore them. Yeah.
So due to the criticality of this project, developing this engagement plan and communicating on a timely manner gives assurance to the stakeholders.
Okay. With all these guys, they're going to have a proper plan, communication, and regularly. What do you mean by regular, Shri? Is it every day? Not sure. Every week? Not sure. That is what you write in your plan, right? In the plan, how do you write it? After having conversation with them, what they actually, how it's going to help them. So having a conversation will give an idea what kind of plan will help them. And then we'll sit and talk. Okay, so since majority going with a B, let's see what's a good answer here. Ooh, we are good. Let's see what it mean here. When you developing a stakeholder engagement plan and communicating regularly with stakeholders, the most effective approach to engage in a highly visible project. Why it's highly visible? Because of media attention. Yeah, high visible project, right? And it is essential to engage with the stakeholders, understand their concerns, and develop a strategic. It is not just like that you think, you talk to them. Communication is critical to building trust with the stakeholders and ensure their support for the project. Now, rightly said from people here, you feel it's as a critical project, and also you have the success needed there. And also it's a media attention work where you need more communication. For this, sometime what I will do, what you can do, you can also look at your lessons learned from the past. You will look some of the previous projects like this, what they have done. You may even see what are the risks happened in this model of project. And you can anticipate those risks and you can have those conversation with the stakeholders, part of engagement strategy. Hey, you know what? Something like this we did some year back, renovating a landmark building. It was a big religious place, and we want to touch it. You know what? A lot of procession happened, and people showed their agitation. But actually, we brought a bench, a panel to sit and converse. How can we do this? And once a panel approved, I think media spread this message very well in the society, and everyone agreed. And one day, everyone started supporting for this work. Kind of you start seeing your historical record, what all happened 10 years back, 5 years back in different country, some certain parameters. So it's not always with the current record you have to fight. You can also talk from the past record. That's also possible. All right, good job here so far. And shall I see one more question? One other question. Now, be watchful. You have to choose 3 answers. So read the question carefully. People from YouTube, you can leave your answers in the chat box. Let me check it out. I started getting answers here already. Okay. Thanks for the people who are giving answer here. Let me try and wait for a few more people to share your answers. Now, in this 3 lines which is given for the question, is this project happened or it's going on?
It's about to happen.
Project team is moving.
It's going on since it's a present tense.
It's already on. It's present. It's already ongoing.
Present.
Okay. Do anyone think this first time is a important thing you have to note down?
Yeah.
For the first time, it's a message. Okay. Compliance planning. So who this question is targeting? Who is been expected to answer for this question?
Project manager.
Project
manager.
manager. Okay. Combined team successfully. Okay. Going to have a combined team. Very good. Now we understood it is happening and we understood it's the first time manager has to lead the combined team, collaborative effort. Now try from your answers. First, let's work on elimination. There should be one answer totally not relevant. Doesn't make sense.
Retrospective.
C. Retrospective.
Why it is not a good line? Any negative words here or non-irrelevant words?
Internal project team.
Whole separate retrospective.
I'm sorry, whole separate.
The project has already hired external people in the role of hazard specialists.
Okay.
So they should not be, separated. I mean, the entire team should be part of the meeting. They shouldn't be separated.
So we are talking about combined. The answer is talking against to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In most of the cases, retrospectives are happened at the end of the deliverable of
or a small cycle of deliverable. Possible. We don't know what the deliverable cycle, but end of something you're talking retrospective. I like the point you said. When we're talking combined, how can you bring something only for the internal? It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm hearing. All right, from YouTube also, I'm seeing answer as mostly people are going other than C. C is not happening in the YouTube also. I'm seeing that C I'm pulling out, okay? But what I'm seeing as answers is in the chat, I'm seeing A, B, E, A, B, D, okay? A is common in all the places. Even in the YouTube, I'm seeing A is getting common. So there is a trouble between A, B, and D. I think A, everyone is agreeing. A will be the answer. Why A looks a very prominent answer? Many has marked A as a good answer.
Since this is the first time the team are doing this type of project, there shouldn't be any confusion between them. So this reporting guideline should be clearly classified at the beginning so that there's no issues during the course of the project.
So to reduce a conflict within them, because it's a combined team, we want to have a detailed
and also
roles
the first
chart.
time. And also first time, and it's I mean, it's I assume this is a large scale project because it's moving a sculpture.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important. So they cannot afford any misses.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. This will clarify some of the responsibility or accountability within them.
RACI.
Yeah, RACI kind of a chart. RACI is one of the chart. It also clarifies, right? We know what to do. Okay. I think A looks better. Set the ground very well. Very good. Other answer I'm seeing with the many in this room is E. Alphabet E is coming up here. Okay. But again, some of them don't agree with E also. But I'm seeing E also, I'm seeing majority of the people. Why E looks a better one? It says a daily stand-up. But I don't know whether it's a software, man. You're talking about sculpture from one part of the city to another. I thought only in software industry they do daily stand-up. Is it so?
Yeah, you're correct.
Or daily stand-up is a place to bring up an understanding if there is any blockers. Because we work as a combined team, we have different challenges. Will the daily stand-up can be even for any industry, doesn't mean software industry. To talk about towards a goal, how are we going? Do you have any blockers? Is it the way it's happening here?
And even we don't know the specialist are with the co-located or some different part of the city or something.
The reason why I selected E or D is I don't know whether external people can be given access to organizational assets. In this case, hazard specialists.
Okay.
Because they are contracted to oversee risk and compliance planning for this project. So, but they are external resources. So I don't know if they can be given access to organizational resources.
Okay. Yeah, D, I will come there, but I feel this, some of us are agreeing, yeah, it is good to do. Some of them not happy with this answer. Okay, let's hold it up. I'm also hearing that access to organizational resources, I believe this should be, the specialist should get access to resources relevant to the project. Isn't it? Because you're talking something about, you want to talk about risk and compliance in the project. If I don't give access to some of the needed for the project, this team cannot move forward, which may also be a blocker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which may also blocker, right? For example, if you have some archaeological or historical record for this kind of work in your company, or the standards followed in your company, standards followed by a group of organization. If there's a specialist don't know the standards, I believe they'll call this as a blocker. They have to wait for another team member to give it. They have to wait for it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it depends. I'll park this answer also. Now, so far we removed C, totally out, gone. Any one more answer you feel looks doubtful? Tricky, right?
To me, E looks doubtful because nowhere in the question it mentions that they are running this project through Agile.
Okay. So this a daily stand-up is a meeting aligned only with Agile. Can I say like that? Is it the way?
Yeah, if the project is plan-driven, then I feel that there is no question of
not needed.
Running daily stand-ups. And to your point, for D, giving the organizational resources, it already mentions in the question that the hazard specialists were contracted. So the contract is already in the place, which is a legal document. So there is a legal document between them. So non-disclosures and all also is a part of that. So that's my reason of going with D than E.
So as for the contract, yes, they will have some NDA signed and they should be part of this discussion, which means they should have access to it. If they don't have access, they can't move forward. It is a blocker.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. So I'm seeing round rules are clear. I'm seeing also the access to that is needed. 2 is clear. And we strike out a C. Doesn't make sense because separate meeting. Now the competition is, now we have to choose a third answer. Now let me see YouTube also. Suchitra saying that it can be done to any critical project which needs continuous monitoring. I also thought that PM has to do. Okay, thanks Suchitra for the answer there. So I'm having answer B and E. In this B and E, which will make sense to make your product to move forward on this deliverable? Ground rules for the specialist. Do you think something specially needed for the specialist? You already have a role chart what to do. And guidelines is here. Is it going to help someone? Or when you say daily stand-up, it is a meeting to see how are we progressing. Is there any blockers there? And one information I would have said that earlier, daily stand-up is one of the way of thinking. How can we make it efficient? That doesn't mean only a company which says we are agile, we are software, they have to do this. Now we are moving in a world where a management which includes agile mindset any place they can. Can you say like that? When I say agile mindset is a continuous improvement. Agile mindset is clearing of the blockers and helping the team. First question to you. Do we need a ground rule special for specialist? Do we need it? People, anyone went with the B? You thought B is a good answer? Okay, then let's see what is happening at the right answer. Here we go. A bit tricky, isn't it? Let's see that. The contract with the hazardous specialist should be sufficient to ensure a good collaborative working relationship with the project team. The contract. I think you all got that point. Contract is clear. Provided the specialists are given all the internal information they need, there is a collaborative way of working. The project should proceed smoothly. Up to this, all by the contract. The project team and the specialist should be working with one another, not in parallel. The project team, not just one person, should understand the project risk factor that will affect the project and its compliance as much as possible. The project team, okay, not just one person should understand the risk factor, which means everyone should know what is the risk happening that will affect the project and its compliance as much as possible, which means there should be a transparency. When everyone has to get, that's called transparency. Transparency. Shri, how can I bring transparency? In bringing transparency, you can even bring through any way. One, I can have a Kanban board. I can have a Kanban board to show that what is my work is happening, where is my blocker. Yeah, you can show that. It's also called as information radiator, isn't it? You share what is happening in the system. Or there is a place you can connect at least a few minutes on a daily basis to talk. How are we moving? Is there anything which can block me? This can help us to at least stay on track. Now, if you look at this answer, as I was pointing out, as this one is the best answer you choose already, this overrules B, right? And we understood the separate things cannot happen. So we understood that a specialist need access. Without access, they cannot move. So the only place where we can make this project move forward is some sort of openness needed. Definitely daily stand-up is not a very interesting name if you work on a project like a sculpture from one city to another city. That doesn't mean the people are going to sit and really do the hard groundwork. There can be some technical work involved. There could be some approval procedures involved. Maybe they're moving from one city to another city. The city approval system can happen through digitalization or non-digitalization. So I'm seeing how can I make this team at least talk for 10 minutes per day to understand how things are going. It doesn't mean you have to be like a Jira board or a software engineer daily stand-up meeting. It can be a place where they have to meet. But in this whole answer, this one answer looks a bit relevant where they have a touch point. Yeah. Anyone who end with the E? Oh, yeah. Hemant is here. Hemant, go ahead.
Hi, Shri. I have a question. I just wanted to know the ground rules because it overruled, right? So ground rule, this information is in E or A? I believe in A because under the role charts, it provides the complete information about the team.
That's right.
So
that's right.
the ground rules is not needed when we
That's
have the role chart.
Yeah. And clear reporting guidelines, which also can help us who will do and what is the procedure. But definitely create a ground rules can be there, but not for the specialist. It can be for the whole group.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't it? You look like you're doing some partial work here. You're telling that, hey, you apply to these rules. I mean, what does it mean? It should be like ground rules for the team. Ground rules for the combined team, yeah, would have been a better choice here. It would be a better choice. But if you say one person, then why only for this guy? Yeah.
Okay.
That's the reason it's going out. This is coming in for only the word transparency. But definitely when you read in an exam hall, you may be surprised because for you, when you see a large sculpture moving here, you definitely think it's a hard manual work. And why should I do this way? Yeah. But my intention is, since I'm bringing a combined team, I'm also already started thinking as a hybrid model. In a hybrid model, I'm thinking, how can I bring agile thought process? What is agile thought process? How can I bring someone to talk regularly? Yeah, the best term in the market right now is daily stand-up. Okay, it can be even an alternate day. But thing is, I need some conversation. Also, I won't take this as sculpture movement as some 100 people lifting a sculpture on the shoulder. I won't think like that. I will think some transportation needed, logistical work is needed, government approval is needed, some digital thought process needed. I will think various segments. I will not think only one segment. So when I think all this segment, yeah, then I think, okay, it can be a hybrid model. I can bring more info. Because of the reason this answer going away, I have to think all this stuff. If this answer is not going away, maybe I would have been driven to this answer. I would have gone there. Because of that going away, now I'm thinking strongly, oh, E can also help me to put me in a better place. Yeah, that's a thought.
Kind of hybrid project it happened, right?
Exactly. They don't tell it's a hybrid, but I think going forward in exam, we should start looking, is there a way some agility can come here? Because PMI will start seeing that if they're giving an answer, it's a hint for you, something is there. See, if somebody is giving in a question paper as an answer saying that there is an agile thought needed here, yeah, we have to think about it. How can we bring it up?
Something like 10% or 20% of agile needed in predictive.
Could be right. See, first thing we understood, agile is a philosophy, is a mindset anyone can follow. What is the purpose of agile? How can we minimize the waste of time? And how can we serve our customer better? For this, we will bring any better and best activities of agile. This doesn't mean you have to create a user story. This doesn't mean you need a scrum master. This doesn't mean a Jira board to have all the item. No, that's all doing agile. A being agile is thinking where I can make efficient approach. Maybe the daily stand-up can help you to bring some collaboration within the team constantly and bring some transparency. Yeah, because the answer B goes away, we can think E is a better answer. But E is also a good answer if I see sculpture moving is not only a hard work where somebody lifting on the shoulder. I can see beyond that. It's a big project. It's a big project where we need many technical people also involving into that. Yeah. Good thought, and thanks for the people in the online also sharing some thoughts here. Shall we go with one more question? How is your energy level?
Yeah,
one more question?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, guys, let's hit one more question.
Shri, such kind of question, do we have some partial marking system in exam?
I believe PMI gives it. PMI should not be so bad, guys. Even if you choose two answers, at least you have to give 0.70. Isn't it?
Yeah, even for the match the column, all those things,
I believe PMI is not so bad, guys, because still now PMI is not declared it how they're scoring it. But to me, I feel they'll give at least some points. You put effort, man. You put 1 minute, 2 minutes to find the answer. In main exam, this kind of question are the headache questions.
Yeah.
When you have 2, 3 answers, it's a headache that you will find 2 answers. The third answer is a headache, man. Where the hell it's happening? Okay, let's hit one more question. All right, the alphabet starts coming out. Let's look for YouTube people as well. Pritam, Kapil, Suchitra. I see some people online as well here. Okay, the alphabets, what I'm getting is majority is going towards B for Bangalore. And I'm also getting A. and D as well. I don't see C coming up. Okay. So first let's understand this is a pure agile thought which is happening here because you're talking some ceremonies or event, which is of doing agile. More than a being, here is a doing. Doing means what you do day in, day out. A project team has a deprioritize. What does it mean? Deprioritize means? Prioritize is important. What is deprioritized?
Not giving attention or importance. Yeah.
Exactly. They feel not needed. Capturing lessons learned for 2 sprints now and just continuous working. Okay. And what should the project manager do? The question is towards the manager. Very good. So what all the events we have in an agile, usually when they run a sprint, what all events we have? We have something called sprint planning. Then what we have?
Daily stand-up.
We have daily stand-up to talk about is there any blocker. Then what we have?
Sprint review.
Sprint review to talk about the product itself. Then what we have?
Sprint retrospective.
Sprint retro. What we'll talk?
Potential areas of improvement.
This is, yeah, exactly. This is about the product when we demonstrated. Here we talk about the process. The way we did, anything can be improved. Overall, the sprint itself will happen. That's also an event, right? If you work for 10 days. The sprint event, the whole sprint itself is an event. It's going for 10 days of time. The whole 10 days, right?
There is somewhere I see the backlog refinement is also the ceremony, or it's the additional thing?
Exactly. It's a needed one. If you need every sprint, you can do a sprint. What we do? Refinement.
Yeah.
Refinement means what we'll talk? We'll talk about the upcoming work items. It is not mandatory, but you can have it. Very good. Now the question is attacking on the lessons learned. In this whole set of events, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which one is going to talk about lessons learned? Is it a daily stand-up?
Retrospective.
Is it about retrospective? Retrospective. Very good. So first we understood it's talking about retrospective. So in retrospective, what team will do? They talk about the process. In process, what they talk? They talk what went well in the last 10 days, what can be done better, or what doesn't go well. And they can have something called action item. The action item is, okay, guys, last time we didn't do this well, you can improve this. Last time we did this better. We talk something here. What went well, what can be improved. This they have to do. In the last 2 sprints, they didn't do. They didn't mention a sprint, how lengthy it is. A sprint, how lengthy it can be as per Agile books. Can it be 1 week sprint?
3, 4.
It can be 2 week sprint. It can be 3 week sprint. Or it can be even 4 week sprint. Let's take a worst case. If it's a 4 week sprint. 4 week sprint means, can I say 1 month of time?
Yeah.
If I do 2 sprints like that, how many months gone?
2 months.
2 months gone. In 2 months, if the team is not discussed about anything they learned, anything can improve, do you think it's a healthy character for the team? Healthy character? Shri, let's not go for 4 months. What about 1 week or 2 week sprint? I think 2 week is a very common sprint model in the market. 2 weeks means 2 to 4 weeks. 1 month, they didn't talk about it. In Agile, the beauty of Agile is we choose Agile because we follow something called a Stacy graph. In Stacy graph, we understood requirement uncertainty is very high. What is another uncertainty? Technical uncertainty is very high. In this case, only we come for Agile way of working. If I have this much of uncertainty, and if I don't meet and talk frequently, is it a problem? Is it a problem? It's a problem, right? We are not doing a plan-driven approach. It's a problem. Now let's go to 12th principle of Agile. What is 12th principle of Agile? 12th principle of Agile?
At regular intervals, team reflects on how to become more effective and then tunes and adjusts the behavior accordingly.
Okay, very good. Thanks for reading out that, Pranati. So at regular intervals, team reflects on regular interval. Shri, what do you mean by regular interval? we will meet only 6 months once. Yeah, you can do that if it's a very mature team. But still, what the book says is every team will have some room of happiness to share, some room of improvement also. Both are there. I'm not saying always improvement needed. When we meet frequently, I can give appreciation to somebody. As a human being, we need rewards and recognition. In my team, somebody helped me in this 10 days of time. I can say, hey, Julie, thanks for helping that. She's excited. We need it. Same time, I can tell Julie, you know what? You are giving some of the requirements not properly detailed. Oh, really? We'll work it out. So kind of that openness is needed. But where I will sit and talk about it, I need a place to talk. And not doing this is not good. So the project manager is here asking, what should the manager do? The question is what you should do first. Definitely you have to do something, but what is the first thing you have to do? Now let's go to the answers. Which answer you want to say this manager will not do? Which one it is? Elimination.
Remind
the project team about the importance of lessons learned. This manager should not do as the first one.
No, I mean, first we need to understand what is the reason behind it.
Okay.
So you directly reminding is not good.
Yeah. So I'm saying, okay. I'm saying understanding the reason is needed. Is this what you're saying? As a team?
Only when you engage them, you will know what the reasoning is.
Okay. So you don't want to jump to the conclusion of starting the advice.
Yeah.
You want to understand, guys, what happened there. What is the reason?
It can be just a reminder, but we don't know the reason behind the deprioritization.
Okay. I'm seeing a meaning for it. Let's go a little more down. Ensure lessons learned are discussed at the next iteration. Ensure. Can we do like this with agile teams where you have knowledge workers? When you have knowledge workers, self-organized, cross-functional, is it advised to ensure them, hey, do it? I think for that only you said first I have to engage and listen to them before I do this. Okay, again, this is a question mark.
This ensuring is again delaying that task of finding out why it was deprioritized.
You have to wait for next iteration to understand what's happening.
Again, there's a delay. Yeah, we don't want that delay.
Okay. Update the next iteration retrospective agenda to add a review of a team charter. I think this is something more on into the iteration review, retrospective. First of all, the question itself, why it is not happening? And this answer looks a little different, doesn't it? Adding an agenda and you're going some other direction. So straight away I can strike it out. So A is gone, D is gone. So B and C. In B and C, one is ensuring, one is engaging. In an agile project, even though you are a manager, this group is a self-organized group, cross-functional too, and they have deprioritized. They didn't say that from the beginning they're not doing it. They were doing for maybe a couple of iterations or 10 iterations, and then suddenly they deprioritized. That is the reason they did it. So what I'm seeing from the people here is, hey, first I want to know the reason. Let me know the reason, then take action on it. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the answer goes to the B. That's the right answer for the people who've chosen B as answer. So a good thought I observed here is from the people, it is nice to talk with your team to bring it back, but it is great the project team wants to keep working. Nice to know. It shows they have a good work ethic and dedication. As a project professional, one of your role is as a steward is to ensure the continuous learning and improvement of the team. In this case, you need to be the advocate of CI, that is continuous improvement. CI stands for continuous improvement. As with this an issue, we should analyze first. I think there it comes, isn't it? So the question starts with the word first. Definitely you'll go and ensure it. You'll ask them to do it. But rightly, you all said that, man, I want to know why you stopped it. Then take action. I think that's a point here. So talk to them, understand that it's not only for agile, leave the agile. Any project, something is happening. I don't think we have to do straight away. We are not an autocratic leadership model. Even you are in a construction or a pharmaceutical, oil and gas, or a travel groups, wherever you are, when someone team says, no, we don't do it, I think it's very human nature to first talk why, what's happening. Can we give some detail? Maybe it's good, maybe bad. After that, chances are given an opinion. That also opinion they can take and they can come back. If you push it, chances are it will be thrown out. It won't work for a long time. And that's what at least the PMI looks in exam hall. This is only for Agile, I'm saying. In non-Agile also, that's how it works. You look for how can I have a conversation. I think somebody rightly pointed out the word engage is important, Shri. I want to be with the team to see what's happening, what's the problem. There's a pain there. There's a good thing there. Yeah, we have to understand it. All right, that's a good job from people. I too see answers from the YouTube. Hey guys, thanks for sharing those answers. Was it a good day today? You learned something? Yeah? All right. I first appreciate all your energy here. And thanks to Anmol for bringing that Kaizen and lean thought process today. Yeah, it sparked some discussions in the room. Great job, guys. And people getting to the exam, stay on focus and read the subjects. Pretty close to the exam, please connect with me over the WhatsApp. I can also give you some information and what all you have to read close to the exam. I have few people cleared exam the last week, and they were saying that some of the questions are lengthy, which was eating my time. If not, it was moderate. One other comment that I heard in the last week, people took exam, 4 or 5 drag and drop questions coming in. And that's a time killer in the room. So many people follow the strategy, what I was talking. Have a sheet, match the following, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 1, B can be the right answer. 2, C can be the answer. First, they write in the paper. And then only they drag. The one way. Other way is they don't spend more than 2 minutes for a question. Drag and drop. Works. If not, leave it and move away. So that's the best way to escape from that. One other advice I got is some people got CPI question, cost performance index. They are given some numbers. Just want to put the number and put in the formula. This came for one person, at least in the last 1 week. If not, no one gets a math. Yeah, that's how it is. Great job. And thanks all for the participation on this Sunday prayer. Hope it all went well. And let's connect again by next Sunday. And see you all. And thanks for being here. Okay. And bye-bye for the people here. And bye-bye for the people in the YouTube. See you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.